Your man Ego is back with some breaking news. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, April 20th. Pow. Now, you want me to prove it? Right now, I'm on Golden Boy's page. They have updated it. Boom. There's a score to settle. Ryan Garcia. It says Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia for the WBC lightweight supremacy live on DAZN worldwide. Wow. And it looks like they pinned it. Golden Boy. This is their look. You see Golden Boy's page. 1.2 million followers. Haney versus Garcia. This is the official fight flyer. And it's so pretty. Signed, sealed, delivered. Haney Garcia set for the WBC Junior Welterweight World Title April 20th. Haney Garcia live on DAZN April 20th in association with King Rye Promotion, Haney Promotions, and Matchbook. Right? So far I've showed you DAZN. I've showed you Golden Boy. Who else is there? What else y'all want to see? Eddie Hearn posted the flyer. Haney Garcia. Let's go. What a fight. April 20th, live on DAZN Boxing. Devin Haney, King Ryan, one of the biggest fights in boxing. Boom. He also put out a statement. It's a done deal. Devin Haney is fast becoming the face of boxing. It's a perfect fight for him. It's a perfect fight for Ryan Garcia. It's perfect fight for boxing. And it's the perfect fight for DAZN live on April 20th. So I've showed you DAZN, Golden Boy, and Eddie Hearn. Let's look at his story. No. Boom. Just signed live on DAZN worldwide. Who else? De La Hoya. Boom. This is Oscar. I do believe he makes a strong case. Signed, sealed, delivered. Haney Garcia set. Let's go. Let's go. Now, I told you guys I wasn't going to be fully convinced unless I seen it pretty much from the horse's mouth. And that's what we're getting. Golden Boy, DAZN, Ryan Garcia, Eddie Hearn, Rematch Room. They all have now officially confirmed we have a fight April 20th. Well, give the man a hand. Listen, it's a very good fight. Very good stylistic fight. I want to start off by saying I got to give Ryan Garcia some props here. Got to give him some props. Now, I know some people, they're scratching their head. They say, oh, why are you giving Ryan props? Well, the reason I'm going to give Ryan props is because Ryan Garcia is doing what he said he was going to do. Since the inception, you know your boy Ego keep it real on the channel. Now, the reason I'm giving Ryan Garcia props is because at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia is taking tough fights. Stylistically, Devin Haney is a difficult fight for his style. If you look at Ryan, what he does well, and you look at what he struggles with, you have to admit that stylistically, Devin Haney is a tough out. So within 3 fights, Ryan Garcia has fought Gervonta Davis. Then he fought a puncher. You know, I didn't really rate Oscar Duarte like some other people rated him. But, you know, still, he was coming off a loss, so I'm not sweating it. I'm not going to sweat it because Duarte was considered a puncher. He was undefeated, and Ryan Garcia fought him off of a loss. So, you know, I'm not gonna nitpick a person coming off a loss, really who they pick, because at the end of the day, like who are they supposed to pick coming off of a stoppage loss to Tank Davis? So let's run it back. He fought Gervonta Davis, came up short, You know, he didn't make good on his promises of knocking out Tank in 2 rounds, but he still fought him. Props. Then he fought a undefeated puncher, even though, albeit he was moving up, but Ryan was coming off a knockout loss, first of his career. And then now he's fighting Devin Haney. So, namely Gervonta Davis and also Devin Haney, those are the bigger names. Like, if you look at it, like, people clown or try to clown Ryan Garcia, but hey, fair is fair. I am a fair, objective critic. The reality is, Ryan Garcia, they did that picture of the 4 horsemen, right? And that came out probably some years ago at this point. Ryan Garcia, his face was on it as one of the 4 horsemen, right? It was like Gervonta, Devin, Ryan, and Tio or Shakur or somebody, right? They were like, this is the 4 horsemen of boxing. In 3 fights, Ryan will have fought 2 of the horsemen that were also listed on that thing. You know, no one else could really say that they've done that out of that particular graphic. So props to Ryan Garcia. Now, I'm going to keep saying this until the end of the fight or whatever. Although I give a lot of props to Devin Haney, he's been doing his thing. Ryan Garcia, he's willing to test himself. That remains obvious. A lot of the same haters that hate on Gervonta Davis in every video or every post or on boxing Twitter, X, right? What they do is they said, oh, I'm not giving Tank props for beating a Ryan Garcia. And Tank fought an undefeated Ryan Garcia. How would you not give props to Tank Davis for beating an undefeated Ryan Garcia? And he's only bounced back with 1 fight against a guy who moved up in weight, Oscar Duarte. These are the facts. And then now everybody loves the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight. Now, I can love the fight because I wasn't one of the people hating on Tank when he fought against Ryan Garcia. But to the people, old media and the usual suspects that were incessantly hating on Gervonta Davis, saying things like, oh, Tank needs to step it up. When is he going to fight a name that counts? How on earth do these same people have the audacity to love this fight when Ryan Garcia just moved up to 140? He didn't fight a 140-pounder in his first affair, as I've already listed in this video. Oscar Duarte was a 35-pounder. So, again, I'm not mad that he fought Duarte. Let's be clear. He was coming off a knockout loss. But Ryan literally is not a champion and has done nothing at 140 with an actual 140er. Devin has. I was at Devin's last fight, star performance against a champion. So Devin is a champion with the WBC, and he did his thing. So how are people not giving Tank Davis credit, but then they love this fight? You know what I mean? So I can have this question and critique because I didn't hate on Devin, I didn't hate on Ryan, I didn't hate on Gervonta Davis. So my opinion is a consistent one. I'm giving props to Devin versus Garcia winner, just like I gave Gervonta props for fighting Ryan Garcia and taking him. Now, I know some people would argue, oh, no, but, you know, it's because Tank had weight stipulations. For starters, the catch weight was because of Ryan. Ryan was a lightweight, and then all of a sudden, he said he didn't want to have to make lightweight, so they negotiated the plus 1 pound. That 1 pound didn't do anything. He spent his career at lightweight. That's what he is. He's a lightweight as of the moment. He hadn't committed to 140 fully. And when he fought Emmanuel Tagtoe or Tiptoes or whatever, that wasn't a 140-pounder. Emmanuel Tiptoes and Javier Fortuna. In fact, I think Fortuna came from like 26. So that doesn't even make sense. The catch weight was because of Ryan. He was a lightweight, but then when it came to fighting Tank, he negotiated the plus 1. Then as far as the rehydration clause, you know, he agreed to it. He agreed to the rehydration clause. But again, it's still, no matter how you try to shift it, it doesn't make sense to not give Gervonta Davis credit for beating Ryan Garcia, even with the rehydration clause, because Tank got a stoppage. Ryan literally and his family said they had no problem with the weight. The whole buildup, they said, oh, yeah, we're good at the weight. The rehydration clause doesn't bother us. And it only became a problem when they got stopped and lost to Tank Davis. So I'm not accepting that. You accepted those terms. You fought on those terms. And we got a conclusion. Tank stopped you. So I have to clear the air because there's a lot of people who love this fight. And I'm not mad if you love Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. But it's an inconsistent thought process and pattern from the usual suspects who somehow hated when Gervonta fights against Ryan and beat him. And you look at Gervonta's size versus Ryan, he's clearly smaller than Ryan Garcia. Devin looks pretty big. He rehydrated to like middleweight, 165, and he already moved up to 140. So, you know, Devin and Ryan are closer in size. So I'm going to keep saying that because that's the fact. Ryan and Devin is a great fight. They're nearly the same size, nearly the same height. They both moved up to 40 at this point. And, you know, props to the winner. But I'm not going to say what you other buffoons are saying when it doesn't make sense. So, yeah, all that, oh, Tank, he needs to step up his resume. But then you happy for a fight with Ryan and Devin makes zero sense. So just be happy as a boxing fan for both. And I mean, let's be real. Me personally, I don't think the fight, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a great stylistic matchup. Devin will be the favorite for sure. But I really don't think it is going to surpass the live gate. I know for a fact it's not going to surpass the live gate from the Tank fight with Ryan Garcia. It's just really hard to do when Ryan is no longer undefeated. Ryan was doing the fake shoulder roll, and it was kind of a weird performance in spots in his last fight. Devin is an established champion. So I don't know. I just don't see the buy rate being the same. That's just my honest prediction and forecast. But nonetheless, it's a great fight. One thing that was kind of confusing is they didn't mention anything about DAZN pay-per-view. So I'm really curious because to me, this seems like this would be like if they put Devin versus Regis Prograis on pay-per-view, then I would just imagine that a much bigger fight would be on pay-per-view. But the crazy thing is none of it actually, like nothing, none of the promotion actually quoted that it just said like DAZN worldwide. Devin posted it as well. He said time to settle the score, April 20th, 32-0, right? See, nothing on the flyer says anything about it being a pay-per-view. So I'm guessing it's pay-per-view, and I think that's the smart play, but I don't know because no one's post, and I showed you Matchroom, DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and now Devin Haney. None of them are posting anything, and the flyer doesn't say anything about a pay-per-view. But just using common sense, I would imagine this is a pay-per-view fight if Haney's last fight with Prograis was. But, you know, I will give you guys the update if that changes some kind of way. Props to Devin as well. He's doing his thing, and he's continuing to test himself. This is a grudge match from the amateurs, and I can't wait to see it as pros. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel for all things boxing 24/7. Best in the business, and it's not even close.